Hello everyone and welcome to Synapse. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of plant tissues, specifically focusing on permanent tissue, differentiated cells from meristematic tissue. We'll explore how plants build their strength, transport vital substances, and protect themselves. Get ready for an exciting journey through 4 levels of understanding, from the basics to advanced concepts. Let's begin. Ready to understand the basics of what makes a plant strong and functional? Let's start with the easy level. Imagine cells that once actively divided but then decided to settle down and take on a specific job. That's what permanent tissues are. They are specialized plant cells that have lost their ability to divide and have acquired a fixed shape, size, and function. They originate from those rapidly dividing meristematic cells through a crucial process called differentiation. This means they transform to perform specific roles, whether it's providing protection, offering support, storing food, or transporting water. Think of the outer skin of a plant, or the strong woody parts. These are all examples of permanent tissues, each playing its unique part. Now, let's look at the two main categories of these specialized tissues. First, we have simple permanent tissues. As the name suggests, these are made up of just one type of cell. We'll learn about three key ones: parenchyma, which are like the plant's storage units, collenchyma, giving flexibility, and sclerenchyma, providing rigid strength. Then, there are complex permanent tissues. These are more intricate, made of several different types of cells that work together as a team to perform a larger function. The most important examples here are xylem and phloem, which are responsible for the plant's internal transport system. We'll explore these in more detail as we progress. Time to check your understanding. Here are 3 quick questions. What is the main difference between meristematic and permanent tissues? Can you name 2 types of simple permanent tissues and state one function for each? And finally, what exactly is differentiation in the context of plant tissues? Take a moment to think about your answers. Now, let's deepen our knowledge and explore the structure and functions of simple permanent tissues in more detail at the medium level. In the plant world, cells embark on a fascinating journey. Meristematic cells, those energetic, continuously dividing cells, are the starting point. But for a plant to grow and function effectively, some of these cells need to specialize. This is where differentiation comes in. It's the amazing process where these young, unspecialized meristematic cells mature, stop dividing, and adopt a unique, permanent structure and function. This specialization is what allows different parts of the plant to perform dedicated jobs, like protection, support, or storage, making the entire organism highly efficient and organized. Let's dive into the fascinating world of simple permanent tissues, starting with parenchyma and collenchyma. Parenchyma cells are the plant's versatile multitaskers. They're living, thin-walled, and loosely packed, often with large spaces between them. Their main jobs include storing food, performing photosynthesis if they contain chloroplasts, and even providing buoyancy in aquatic plants. You'll find them in many parts of the plant, like the soft inner tissues. Next, collenchyma cells are the plant's flexible supporters. These living, elongated cells have irregular thickenings at their corners, giving them strength without restricting growth. They're crucial for supporting young stems and leaf stalks, allowing them to bend without breaking. Moving on to the plant's strongmen, sclerenchyma. These cells are quite different. They are dead at maturity, long, narrow, and possess remarkably thick, lignified walls. This lignin deposition makes them incredibly hard and rigid, providing the ultimate mechanical strength, rigidity, and protection to the plant. Think of the tough outer husk of a coconut that's largely due to sclerenchyma. We find them in 2 forms: long, pointed fibers, like those in jute, and irregularly shaped sclerids, often called stone cells, which give the gritty texture to pears or the hardness to nutshells. They are vital for the plant's structural integrity. Alright, time for some practice questions to solidify your understanding of simple permanent tissues. First, describe the key characteristics and functions of parenchyma tissue. Second, how does collenchyma tissue differ from parenchyma in terms of structure and function? Third, why are sclerenchyma cells dead and lignified, and what's the advantage of this? Fourth, give an example of where you would find sclerids in a plant. And finally, explain the process of differentiation in the context of permanent tissues. Pause and review your answers. Ready to unravel the complex internal workings of plants? Let's step up to the hard level and explore the intricate transport systems. Permanent tissues display a remarkable functional dichotomy. On one hand, we have the simple permanent tissues, which we discussed earlier: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. They are uniform, made of a single cell type, and perform fundamental roles like storage, basic support, and protection. On the other hand, we encounter complex permanent tissues. These are far more sophisticated, composed of multiple types of cells, each with distinct features, but all collaborating seamlessly to execute a specialized function. Their primary role is transport, forming the plant's vital plumbing system. These complex tissues, namely xylem and phloem, are indispensable for the survival and growth of larger terrestrial plants, enabling them to move water, minerals, and food efficiently across long distances. Let's delve into xylem, the plant's dedicated water highway. Its main job is to conduct water and dissolved minerals upwards from the roots to every aerial part of the plant, while also providing crucial mechanical support. Xylem is a complex tissue made up of 4 distinct components. First, we have tracheids, which are elongated, tapering, dead cells with lignified walls. Then there are vessels, which are wider, shorter, and tube-like, also dead and lignified, forming continuous pipes for water flow. The living xylem parenchyma cells store food and help with lateral water movement. Lastly, xylem fibers, which are dead and thick-walled, provide structural support. Remember, water flow in xylem is strictly unidirectional, only upwards. Now, let's explore phloem, the plant's food express, and how these tissues integrate into the overall plant structure. Phloem's vital function is to transport manufactured food, mainly sugars like sucrose, from the leaves, where photosynthesis occurs, to all other parts of the plant, including growing regions and storage organs. Like xylem, phloem is also a complex tissue with 4 components: living sieve tubes with perforated sieve plates, living companion cells that regulate sieve tube activity, living phloem parenchyma for food storage, and dead phloem fibers for support. Unlike xylem, phloem transport is bidirectional, moving food both up and down. Ultimately, these specialized permanent tissues organize into distinct tissue systems: the epidermal for protection, the ground for bulk functions, and the vascular for transport, creating the highly organized and functional plant body. It's time for some challenging questions to test your grasp of complex permanent tissues and overall plant organization. First, differentiate between simple and complex permanent tissues, providing examples for each. Second, list the 4 components of xylem and briefly state their function. Third, explain why phloem transport is considered bidirectional, unlike xylem. Fourth, what is the significance of sieve plates in sieve tube elements? Fifth, how do companion cells assist sieve tubes in their function? Sixth, describe the role of lignification in xylem vessels and sclerenchyma fibers. And finally, connect the process of differentiation to the formation of the 3 major plant tissue systems. Think deeply about these. Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll push the boundaries of your knowledge, exploring the intricate mechanisms, developmental complexities, and evolutionary marvels of permanent plant tissues. Get ready for a deep dive. Differentiation in plants is a process of commitment where cells specialize, often losing their ability to divide. However, plant cells exhibit remarkable plasticity. This means that differentiated permanent cells can, under specific conditions, actually revert to a meristematic state, a process called dedifferentiation. A classic example is the formation of callus in tissue culture. These dedifferentiated cells can then redifferentiate into entirely new cell types or even regenerate a whole plant. This incredible flexibility, regulated by plant hormones like auxins and cytokinins, is fundamental to a plant's ability to heal wounds, regenerate lost parts, and is the cornerstone of many plant propagation techniques in biotechnology. Let's scrutinize the microanatomy and transport mechanisms of vascular tissues. In xylem, vessels, with their wider lumens and continuous pipes formed by perforation plates, offer superior water flow rates compared to tracheids. However, they are more susceptible to cavitation, the formation of air bubbles. The cohesion tension theory beautifully explains water ascent, driven by the negative pressure gradient created by transpiration pull. For phloem, the sieve plates are not just filters, they can be rapidly sealed by callose in response to injury, preventing sap loss. Pea proteins, or slime, also play a crucial role in this sealing mechanism. The pressure flow hypothesis describes how sugars are actively loaded into sieve tubes, creating an osmotic gradient that drives bulk flow, and then actively unloaded at sink sites, making phloem transport a dynamic, energy-dependent process. Beyond the basic transport, secondary growth significantly enhances plant structure. In woody plants, lateral meristems like the vascular cambium produce secondary xylem, which we know as wood, towards the inside, and secondary phloem outwards, increasing the plant's girth. Another crucial lateral meristem is the cork cambium, or phellogen. It gives rise to the pariderm, which includes the cork, phellogen itself, and secondary cortex, replacing the epidermis as the plant's robust outer protective layer. Furthermore, specialized epidermal tissues like stomata, regulated by guard cells, precisely control gas exchange and transpiration. Trichomes, or plant hairs, offer protection and aid in water retention. And specialized secretory tissues, such as nectaries and laticifers, produce substances vital for defense, pollination, and other ecological interactions, showcasing the incredible diversity of permanent tissue functions. The profound understanding of plant permanent tissue differentiation has immense biotechnological implications. In plant tissue culture, manipulating hormones to induce dedifferentiation and subsequent redifferentiation is key to propagating plants, creating disease-free varieties, and even genetically engineering crops for improved traits like drought resistance or enhanced nutrient content. This knowledge also fuels biomimicry, where the structural marvels of plant tissues, like the strength of sclerenchyma or the efficient transport in xylem, inspire innovative material designs. From an evolutionary perspective, the development of specialized permanent tissues, particularly vascular tissues, was a game changer. It allowed plants to conquer land, grow tall, and diversify into the myriad forms we see today, fundamentally shaping terrestrial ecosystems and supporting all life on Earth. Let's challenge your advanced understanding with these first 5 questions. First, elaborate on the concept of dedifferentiation and redifferentiation in plant cells, providing an example of its application. Second, discuss the structural and functional adaptations of tracheids and vessels for efficient water conduction, including their respective advantages and disadvantages. Third, explain the pressure flow hypothesis for phloem transport, highlighting the roles of active loading and unloading. Fourth, describe the formation and components of the pariderm during secondary growth and its ecological significance. And fifth, how do specialized epidermal outgrowths like trichomes and stomata contribute to plant survival in different environments? Take your time to formulate comprehensive answers. Now for the next 5 advanced questions. Sixth, what is the role of pea proteins and callose in the phloem, particularly in response to injury? Seventh, compare and contrast symplastic and apoplastic loading of sugars into the phloem, mentioning the energy requirements. Eighth, discuss the biotechnological implications of understanding plant tissue differentiation for crop improvement. Ninth, how has the evolution of vascular tissues been a critical factor in the diversification and terrestrial success of plants? And 10th, provide two examples of biomimicry inspired by permanent plant tissues and explain the principle behind them. These questions will truly test your in-depth knowledge. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into permanent tissues. We hope you've gained a comprehensive understanding of how these specialized cells contribute to the incredible structure and function of plants. For more such engaging and in-depth educational content, make sure to visit our website, synapse.omaps.in. You'll find a wealth of resources across various subjects and classes. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Your support helps us create more valuable content for you. Keep learning, keep exploring, and stay curious.